Lesson is on translations, and what we're looking at is that we're looking at translations on the Cartesian plane. So we're looking at to find new coordinates for a given image or even a point sometimes, and do that. So the success criteria is that we have these what's called these vectors, and the top one moves it left to right, so that's the x value. And the bottom one moves it up and down, and that's a y value. So for example, negative moves it to the left 1, so it moves it left. And the 3 moves it up. Okay, so if it was negative 3, it'll move down. If it was positive 1, it'll move across. So see how you go with that. So, all right, write this down, please. And we're going to do an example. It says draw the new image given the following vectors. Now we looked at the success criteria and we know that this one is x, which means it moves side to side. Now because 3 is a positive number, there's no negative in front of that. It's just like if I asked you how old you were, you wouldn't say positive 14. You would say 14. So 3 doesn't need to acknowledge that it's 3. So it's positive 3. It just is. So the way I like to do it is I'm going to pick a marker on the graph, and I'm just going to go, okay, so I'm going to move that point and I need to move it 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. So now my corner is here. But that's not the only translation that has occurred. It's also, this is the y direction, which is this, and it goes up and down. Now negative is down, so we're going to move it down. So that corner now is gone 1, 2, and now it's here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my shape. I'm going to now move it and draw it here. Okay. So I'm going to do this a different color because it needs to be. So there we go. So what I've done is if I call this shape A, this will be A, that will be the A image, like A comma. So what happens is that it has moved across, okay? All right, why don't you pause the video and see if you can move this love heart. All right, I'm assuming that you have paused the video and you've given it a crack. Remember that this one here is to move it left to right, so it's moving left 1. So I'm going to grab a point as well. This one's a bit harder to grab a point, so I'm going to move that point. Now the middle of the love heart will be there. Now 0, so what's happened to it? It hasn't moved up or down at all, it's just there. So it's just moved across to the left 1. So now I'm ready to draw my love heart. There we go. So that's a translation that has occurred. So if I call this B, this one is B, comma. Okay. So these are the translations given the following vectors, and vectors are these things here. All right. Okay. Make sure these are in your book. Let's go to the next one. We go. State the following translation of point A to A, comma. Okay, so I'm doing the reverse of what I did in the previous example, and that is that I'm going to count how many ways it went across. It looks like, so this is A, so it went across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it went too far. It went 5, so if I write a vector, the first one is side to side, and it looks like it was positive because it's moving to the right. Remember, right is positive. So if we move it to the right, it's positive. So I'm going to put 5 here. I don't need to put this in, but if I want to, I will never get that wrong in a test. I'm going to take it off though. And also it's gone down. It's gone down 1, 2. Let me do that. It's gone down 1, 2 to get a comma. So down is negative, okay? So my new vector is 5, negative 2. All right, I'm going to give you a challenge to do. I want you to move B for me. So I'm going to put B here. And let's put this one as B, comma. Okay, now pause the video and see what you get. All right, hopefully you've paused it and you've seen how we go. So for B, what happens is that it's not moved to the right, it's moved to the left. So it's go 1, 2, 3. So I can start writing my vector. So 3. And it's actually gone down again. So it's going to be negative again. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get there. So my new vector is 3, negative 5. All right, that's translations on the Cartesian plane. Peace out.